Welcome to the first of our sessions for computing at home. Over the next few weeks, we're going to give you several tasks to do so that you can understand how computers work and how coding works without the need for any technology at all. All of these activities are going to use things around your home, but will help you to understand how computers work. Our first session is all about commands. Have you ever given a command? A command is an instruction for somebody to do something. It could be in a game like Simple Simon, or it could be a maths problem. A command gives somebody a very specific action to do. And often, parents are very good at giving commands while you're at home. Have a think about if you commanded a robot to take the recycling out. How would your commands need to be different than if you were commanding a person to take out the recycling? You couldn't use words for a robot that it doesn't understand. You'd have to tell the robots what the words meant. So if you commanded a robot to take out the recycling, would your commands be the same as they were for a human being? Robots follow instructions exactly. So if you tell the robot to take out the recycling, it will do that all over your kitchen floor. If we tell the robot to take the recycling outside, it will do that, but it may not stop. It may carry on going and end up in Manchester, Birmingham, or falling into the ocean. So we need to be really specific with the language we give. Even telling a robot to take the rubbish outside to the bin will mean it will do exactly that. It will take out the rubbish and put it by the bin. If we ask it to take out the rubbish and put it in the bin, it will try to do that, but it won't know to take the lid off. So we need to be really specific with our commands. Take the rubbish outside to the dustbin, lift the lid, drop the recycling into the dustbin, put the lid back on. We should also remember to get our robot to come inside afterwards. Recipes are a great way of being able to follow commands. Sentences usually start with verbs such as mix, stir, pour. So your first activity is all around a jam sandwich. We're going to ask you to follow exactly 4 instructions and then send us a photograph or draw us a picture of what your sandwich looks like. Here are your instructions. First, get 2 pieces of bread and a jar of jam. Second, put the bread on the plate side by side. Third, put the jam on 1 piece of bread. 4, cover it with the other slice of bread. 5, get ready to eat your sandwich. Now with all of our videos, you can pause and stop them at any time to do the activities. The 3 activities in this video might take place in school over 3 separate short lessons. So feel free to stop the video, do this activity and come back to the lesson at another time. Or you can pause the video and complete the activity. So, how did you get on making your jam sandwich? If you followed the instructions exactly, your jam sandwich might have looked something like this. That's because in the instructions, we did not tell you to open the jam. We did not tell you to take some jam out and put it on the bread. There was no point where the jam jar was opened. And so when we're giving instructions, we must be really clear on what we want our robots or humans to do. And computers work in exactly the same way. For a second activity, we're going to get you to play hide and seek, but not with humans. Instead, we want you to play hide and seek with an object. Your commands will need to be really clear. You're going to hide a small object somewhere in your home. Then you're going to create some directions for someone to find the object. You could write these down, draw a treasure map, or record a video. Make sure your instructions are really clear. If a door is shut, the person must be told to open the door. If the object is inside something, be sure to tell them to lift the lid or open the box. If they find your hidden object, then you've passed this command task. Pause the video or stop the video and have a go at the hide and seek activity. This will really test your commands. Now, if you're lucky enough to have an iPad, at this particular point, you can see how much it matters to give people really clear instructions. And in Swift Playgrounds, you can take the computer byte character around a world giving instructions, simple commands to make him move forwards, backwards, to turn, and to try and navigate around the world. But if you don't have a device, you've already done this with a human being instead. Now, one of the important things is that we understand that commands are actually in the world around us. And so each session, we're going to have a connect session. And your connect activity today is to think about devices in your home. You have many different devices in your home, from the very small to the very large. And all of them need some kind of command because they all have computers inside them. Even the simple alarm clock that might go off in the morning, you can either turn that off straight away, which sends a command to the alarm to stop, or you could set a command to make it snooze, which might give you 5 minutes more in bed. A microwave might have a specific command as well. You might have one that defrosts items, and you set a certain amount of time for it to defrost. You may even have a microwave where the simple command is make popcorn, and by clicking that button, it will make perfect popcorn once you've put it inside the microwave. Your challenge is to make a collage or create a list of objects in your home that you think use code. You can either create a Google Doc where you could take images from the internet or take photographs from around your home to share items that you think use coding. Maybe suggest what the code might be. Or you can just create a list in Google Docs or on a piece of paper and share that with this task. Here you can see my list, which simply lists an alarm clock and a microwave, which we've already covered, a CD player, if you know what one of those is, and a PlayStation, all of which use code in my home. That's the last task for commands. Remember, a command is an instruction that you would give to get somebody to do something. And they're really important when we are setting up and trying to control things with computers and devices. Next week, we're going to look at functions. A function is a very simple way of controlling lots of commands. We're going to explain why when your parents ask you to brush your teeth, it's a lot more complicated than they realize. So join us next week when we'll do some origami, talk about parents, and learn more about functions.